Okay, thank you very much. And I want to talk about the latest advances of what is happening in Spain. And so I have here the Spanish flag, also because I was candidate for the European Parliament in the last election. So in the Spanish flag, there are two words that you will see soon. Anyway, so I'm an engineer from MIT. I used to work in energy until about 10 years ago when I decided to move from energy to longevity. I also lead the Millennium Project for Spain and Latin America, which began as the futuristic part of the United Nations University, but now we are an independent think tank. We talk about the global challenges of the world, and we publish reports about the future. In this one about the future, in the year 2050, we have 3 scenarios, and in one of those scenarios, we have cure aging. So we are very proud. This was presented at the UN and several international meetings, so we already talk about curing aging. In 2009, I was invited by my friend Ray Kurzweil and also Peter Diamandis, both from my alma mater, from MIT, to join the founding faculty of Singularity University, where I remained for the first few years. And then we also invited always Aubrey de Grey to talk about his favorite subject at that time. But then I was still speaking about energy. The courses I taught, I coordinated with energy. But obviously, Ray Kurzweil, that you probably know, he has been promoting this idea of the singularity that has become very prominent nowadays, especially the magic date of 2045. As you can see the subtitle, this is the year when man becomes immortal. And for the ladies here, do not worry. Also, women will become immortal. All of us will become immortal. In 9 days, his new book comes out. The Singularity is Nearer. I had the privilege to review the manuscript twice. And so I hope to be there somewhere in the acknowledgements. But in this new book, Ray Kurzweil, he keeps on his magic dates, which are basically 2. 2029 and 2045. He has been saying this for decades, not from yesterday, and he has not changed it. Sometimes he has been wrong because his prediction actually happened before he expected them to happen, and I think it will be the same now. Anyway, he talks that we are going to become immortal twice, not once, but twice. We are going to be immortally on our hardware and also immortal in our software. By the year 2029 to 2030, we should pass the Alan Turing test, if it doesn't happen before, and we will reach longevity escape velocity. When he sent me his manuscript, I actually said, do you really want to keep that date? Because, we are 5 years away. And he said, yes, I am totally convinced that by 2030, we will reach longevity escape velocity. So you will see that in the book. And then, by 2045, we will reach his other main events, which are the singularity and immortality through biological rejuvenation. Again, this will be immortality both of the hardware and of the software. So those are the 2 magic dates. I think all of us should be able to see it coming. He also wrote another book before called Fantastic Voyage, Live Long Enough to Live Forever, which is when we reach longevity escape velocity by 2030, and he talks about 3 bridges to immortality. In the first bridge in the 2010s, basically do what your mother told you. Sleep well, do some exercise, don't drink too much, don't smoke, meditate, etc. That's bridge 1. Now, in this decade, we are starting bridge 2, which are the first biotechnology therapies, like senolytics, maybe rapamycin, etc. And this will make us reach bridge 3 in the 2030s, when we will have the first nanotechnology therapies. And eventually, in the 40s, also thanks to artificial intelligence, we should reach the singularity and immortality by 2045. The other person who has been very important to all of us, and certainly to me, is Aubrey de Grey with his revolutionary book, Ending Aging. And because I studied in MIT, I read religiously Technology Review, which is the MIT magazine, which is the best, I think, in technology in the world. And they attacked Aubrey in 2005, basically saying that this was probably not possible, not real. However, what is incredible is that MIT Technology Review, 14 years later, they changed their mind. And basically, you can see the cover of the magazine. Old age is over if you want it. And I think all of you want it here, right? So there is an evolution in what is happening with truth, because Arthur Schopenhauer said that truth goes through 3 stages. In the first stage, it is ridiculed. Even Ray Kurzweil, he has been called the Antichrist, and I'm pretty sure Aubrey might have been called also the Antichrist sometimes. Second, it is opposed violently. And I can tell you, me personally, I am attacked a lot in Spain, which is a very conservative religious country. But again, we are going to be soon in the 3rd stage, when this will be self-evident. And I want all of us to remember and to take pictures today, and we should watch those pictures and those videos in 2045, because in 2045 we should be able to rejuvenate, and then we will see the pictures and the videos of today when we were old today. So I ran for the European Parliament with a new political party called Futuro. And my main strategy was to create the European Agency for Anti-Aging. So this I think is quite revolutionary. We don't have any anti-aging agencies or nothing equivalent to the National Institute on Aging in the USA, etc. So I got about 6,000 votes. Which is pretty good, because I can tell you I don't know 6,000 people in Madrid. Yeah, it was disappointing, though. It was disappointing. I expected to get probably 50,000. Still not enough to get to the parliament, but something more reasonable. In any event, let me tell you, if you know what happened in Europe, there was the emergence of the extreme right in many countries, including Spain. So anyway, that's what I want to do, the Anti-Aging European Agency that could be based in Tenerife, which to me is paradise on earth, Tenerife. So this is what I was saying about the European flag. At the time of the Roman Empire, Spain was the end of the known world, and it was the country of non plus ultra, nothing far beyond Spain. But then Spain discovered America, and then, or rediscovered, and then the 2 words changed to plus ultra, which you can see in the flag. My goal is that we change it to Vita plus ultra, because Spain is a leading country in anti-aging. In fact, in this conference, we have had 4 Spanish speakers, and I see Alejandro Ocampo here, but we have 4 people, and also 10 participants from Spain. So I'm really proud, very happy that Spain is a leading country in anti-aging. Every 1st of October, I have been celebrating for almost a decade a march for longevity. This was the latest one that began, this is the City Hall of Madrid. Then we went to the governor of the state, the province of Madrid. We went to the Congress of Spain, and we ended up in the office of the European Parliament in Madrid with the goal to do more longevity and have at least a Spanish anti-aging agency. Why this is important? Well, first, this is around the planet. So Melissa organized with Walter an activity, for example, in San Francisco, Didier in Brussels. So we should do this all over the planet. And this October 1st, we are going to do something revolutionary. We are going to declare Madrid as the first blue zone of Spain, with the president of the governor of Madrid, which is a state also, it's a city plus a state, because Spain has the longest life expectancy of all of the European Union, and Madrid has the life expectancy higher of any capital in the European Union. So we should advance towards this, and we are going to have a big event. Actually, Aubrey is coming, Natalie is coming, Alejandro Ocampo is coming, Maria Blasco, and many other people in this event, where we will also launch the Madrid Longevity Declaration. This will be the most incredible place in Spain, which is the auditorium, the amphitheater of the Academy of Medical Doctors of Madrid, which is where the Nobel Prize Santiago Ramón y Cajal gave his lectures. It's an incredible, beautiful auditorium. So all of you are welcome to come and join us in this historic event, in this historic place, to write history and to write the future as a blue zone in Madrid. We will also show this documentary. Many of you have been interviewed for that. Aubrey, Maria Blasco, Peter Schramek, that is Ken Scott. Many of us appear in this video that we will launch in this event in the College of Medical Doctors in Madrid. Again, as I said, Madrid is the leading country in terms of Spain in Europe, and actually it will overtake Japan. Spain is behind Japan, and there are some small countries, you know, like Monaco or the Vatican, where people are immortal already. But what is going to happen, according to the trends, Spain will be the oldest country in the world. So we are going to have many events. In fact, from Madrid, Aubrey, we go, and Natalie, we move to Seville. We have the 22nd Longevity Conference, yearly conference of Spain. For 22 years, we have been celebrating anti-aging in Spain. And also talking about conferences, we held in February the 11th, not the first or the second, the 11th Latin American Anti-Aging Conference in Venezuela. And Kenneth Scott came, David Wood came, and Aubrey and Natalie were there virtually because she couldn't get a visa as an American citizen. Sorry. We love Americans, but the Venezuelan government hates Americans. Anyway, so 5 years ago, my fantastic co-author who studied in Cambridge, England, I studied in Cambridge, Massachusetts, we decided to write a book about the biggest issue of humanity, and you can look at our ties at that time in Spanish or today in English. Our book became an incredible bestseller, #1 and #5 simultaneously in Spain and all over Latin America. #1 in paper, #5 in Kindle. Now it's also coming in Chinese, so I'm really proud that the book is, and it's coming in Persian, Polish, and many, many other languages. So we are really excited that we are covering the main languages of the world with our message. Also, there are several rankings of books on longevity, and in all of the rankings, our book is in the top 10. In Longevity International, #1. In Spanner, #2, just behind Andrew Steele. And Carl Fleger, that's the best ranking because it is a mathematical ranking. We are #1. So, Carl, thank you so much for this. I was also in Vitalia. Many of us were in Vitalia. The objective is to make death optional, as you can see, and to have this Los Alamos project to advance the cause of rejuvenation. And Brian Johnson was there and many other people. Also, additionally, with a friend from the Middle East, we are creating an initiative called Healthgevity Nation to have a grassroots movement in every country of the world. So my co-founder, Dana Marduk, he's from the Middle East, but he's moving to Canada. And I am from Latin America, but living in Spain. And we have many ambassadors, including 3 of our ambassadors are here today. So we are very proud. We are looking for more ambassadors in more countries, in more cities. So please talk to the other 3 ambassadors or to me. We will soon begin with a Healthgevity school in languages that are not represented because everything is in English. We want to work on Arabic, we want to work on Spanish, on Portuguese, and other languages. And we will create the first Healthgevity Center, we hope by the end of this year in Vancouver, Canada. And we will also plan to have a Healthgevity cruise. All of you are welcome in the Caribbean. So this is Dana and Peter Diamandis. We worked together in Saudi Arabia for the launching of the biggest prize in history, as you know, the HealthSpan Evolution X Prize Foundation Prize, which to me is a historical event. It was really exciting. Everybody in Riyadh thought that this was incredible, not only because it is the biggest prize, but the people involved in this incredible. And the goal is to rejuvenate people between 65 and 80, 10 to 20 years younger. This is absolutely incredible in 3 biological systems, as my friend Peter Diamandis explained the other day. Dana and me, we went again also to Dubai. We talked about the death of death in Arabic. It was very interesting because both in the Emirates and also in Saudi Arabia, they are very interested in longevity. And my student from the year 2000, I gave classes to Javier Milei in the year 2000, and now he became president of Argentina. He invited me to his inauguration, the first libertarian and the first immortalist president. And he talks about immortality, he talks about the singularity, he talks about transhumanism, which are the things I taught him because he is an economist. He even said publicly in La Nación, in the most important newspaper of Argentina, that his favorite book is The Death of David Good and myself. I will have dinner with him next Friday. He's coming to Madrid. We are giving him an award in Madrid. He's coming, and we will talk about this because I certainly want to push Argentina to advance the ideas of longevity. Because I plan to be younger in the future, but not through a Russian app, like FaceApp. I plan to be younger because I believe biological rejuvenation is close. We have seen the incredible advances of the last few decades, how lifespan is been increasing. We know that immortality already exists. So actually, when people tell me immortality is impossible, I say, immortality exists in nature. Cancer cells discover immortality. And cancer cells did not go to Cambridge University or to MIT, and they discovered immortality. So it's not so complicated. And we are going to discover what cancer did, for example. Also, not only cancer cell is immortal, and this is important because they are called biologically immortal. Scientists don't call them longevity cells or radical life extension cells. No. Biologically immortal cells, like germ cells. And we have immortal organisms, like hydras. So 2 years ago, we also invited to Spain the Nobel Prize 2012, Shinya Yamanaka, and we talked about immortality. He was with the president of Altos Labs in Madrid, and we are trying to do an agreement so that we can have a center in Madrid as well, Altos Labs. So this will be the biggest industry in the planet. I don't know what you do, and I don't care. You have to be in longevity because this is the future. This will be an industry of trillions of dollars in the next 2 decades. And then also we have longevity dividend. There is a positive effect also fiscally, financially for governments. So all of us have to sign the Dublin Longevity Declaration and soon the Madrid Longevity Declaration. I invite you all to come to California. I also am one of the organizers of this conference in Los Angeles, Anaheim, next to Disneyland, so you can have fun in Disneyland too. Join Healthgevity Nation. Come to Madrid for October 1st, when Madrid will be the first blue zone of Spain. Watch the documentary. Many of us are here in this documentary. Read The Death of Death. There are some copies in German, Spanish, English here, and you have to read it because those who read The Death of Death will not die. Guaranteed, or your money back. So, live long and prosper. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Jose. Yes, you're always guaranteed to make sure everyone's awake. Thank you. Any questions for Jose?
I have 2 balloons for 2 questions. The balloons say, stop aging.
Mm-hmm. I don't see any questions.
Yes, there is a hand there and then one there.
So there is.
I really want that balloon. What was it that made you start thinking to even open your mind that you could live forever?
As I explained, I was a professional in the energy industry, and when we were together in Singularity University, I thought he was still a bit crazy. Because MIT said that he was crazy, so I believe MIT, but then, talking more, seeing what he was doing, and 2 more things. Shinya Yamanaka. Shinya Yamanaka to me has been fundamental. You know, he proved that we can reverse aging. And that is why we invited him to Madrid. And the third thing is the death of my father. A death is always horrible, especially of your parents. So anyway, those three things, Aubrey's, the Singularity, Shinya Yamanaka, and my father dying.